No. Maybe we should. Maybe we should watch different no clips every week. Hey, it's a good story. You're still watching it because everybody loves an underdog story. You know, everybody loves an underdog story. CGB, I'm gonna play FF6. But
hello
not
and
tonight.
welcome to the final part of our fantastical tale. We sit on the eve of the rebirth of Square Enix's new world. Almost exactly 3 years after the original catastrophic launch, Eorzea was going to be getting a second chance. But this time, everybody knew it wasn't going to be getting a third.
A whole new world.
Once Dalamud had struck, Yoshida-san moved the 1.x patch team into the main team working on A Realm Reborn, taking lessons from contemporary MMOs, feedback from players over the 1.x phase, and elements that worked from the original version. They crafted a modern Final Fantasy XIV set in a vibrant world that reflected the energy of the franchise. And for Yoshida-san and some other members of the team, this was going to be a very public thing, as they took the short train ride from the office in Shinjuku to Shibuya to take part in a very special launch event.
その渋谷のイベントへ向かうために朝電車に乗ってた。で、少しリハーサルを当然やらなきゃいけないので、少し早めに家を出て、いよいよ発売日かって思いながらその電車に乗っていたら、ちょうどそのドアの近くに立ってたんですよ。そしたらそのドアの僕は右側に立ってたんだけど、左側に立っていた男の子、多分大学生ぐらいだと思うんだけど、緑の綺麗な男の子がすっと僕のところに寄ってきて、小声で「吉田さんですよね」本当に発売おめでとうございます」って「プレイヤーです」って言われたんですよ。で、そんな状況でそのイベントを始めて、でみんなでそのここまで来る話をステージでしていて、最後マイクが当たってきて話をしようとしたら、その朝そう言われたことをちょっと思い出しちゃって、いやいろいろあったなって思ったら、言葉に詰まっちゃった瞬間にその来てたプレイヤーたち、お客さんたちがこう頑張れって言われちゃって、もう昨日もちょっと話したように MMO って発売してもそれがゴールじゃないスタートなので、なんかあんまり感傷に浸ってる暇なんて本来ないんだけど、思わずこうプレイヤーにこう頑張れって言われたせいで泣けてきちゃって、恥ずかしかったですね。
運営を続けていこうと思います。本当にありがとうございます。そしてこれからもどうぞよろしくお願いします。
This is where I played it then. Put it then, I was like, this game sucks, and I stopped playing it. Doesn't really fit my... Yeah, I don't know. I didn't like it. It wasn't a Final Fantasy in my opinion. I bought it though.
Final Fantasy XIV: A Realm Reborn is a great MMORPG experience on both PC and PlayStation 3. Grounded in tradition and learning from the lessons of the games that preceded it, it thrives on the strengths of its excitingly varied and flexible class system and highly mobile combat.
The game's rough launch is mostly over, but you still might have to contend with login errors. But this is, by and large...
Sorry guys, I'll show you this. Here, actually, I took a screenshot of my Square Enix account. Registered Square Enix account September 2nd, 2013. That's when I bought the game and had to create my account. See, Genjigear here. That's when I created my first account for this game. And that's when I created my new one. Freaking 10 years later.
large, a very good, massively multiplayer game filled with
That's
lots
true,
of
Basil.
stuff to do,
I'm a veteran.
gorgeous vistas to behold, and lots of adorable narrative touches.
The challenge ahead for Square is to achieve the delicate balance of questing, dungeons, and fates for the second half of the leveling process, as well as it has the first. But considering the stunning reversal of fortune that Square has achieved here, it seems like anything. First.
All right, so one thing, as we saw today, guys, fates are still grindy. It's been this long, and the fates are still grindy. We were grinding those today for like an hour. I couldn't even get a level, dude. Seriously. You guys have had some time. I really expect you to get this fixed.
Considering the stunning reversal of fortune that Square has achieved here, it seems like anything is possible.
So what was it like then on your end after, years of working on this game, having the launch, basically being required to work on two separate games at the same time, patching one and then building an entirely new one, almost in secret for a large part of it, to then see, what was it like reading reviews and reading message boards when people were like, oh fuck, they did it?
It was, we were just as surprised. Not as surprised because again, it was definitely different. In those months before releasing the original, I knew that the game wasn't in good shape, and so it's kind of, you're lying to yourself, trying to say, no, this is going to be good. They're going to like this part. They're going to like this part. It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay.
They're going to like the Wine
Realm
Quest,
Reborn,
guys.
Playing it's like, this is a really good game. You're playing like enjoying it, but there's still that little bit in the back of your mind that's like, and it's what we were told, is that once the game has been reviewed, even if you try to rebuild it, everyone's going to remember the old. They're not going to look at the new. Metacritic never forgets.
They're going to like doing the
Fortune
jigs.
Came out, the original, and it was maybe people were like, okay, I think I'm a hardcore offline Final Fantasy guy, but I'll try out this new one. But then, okay, it's terrible. See, I knew it. It's terrible. They're not going to want to come back for a second time. It's like, no, I already played that. It was terrible. And so there was just this feeling that even if it's a really great game, no one's going to play it. They're just going to brush it off because it's the bad Final Fantasy Online that I tried, in beta and it sucked, so I'm not going to play it anymore. And so we were afraid of that. But then, wow, it was just.
But then, like a fine wine or cheese,
servers breaking.
Let it cook.
Not breaking, but servers getting so packed with people in those first few days, and then seeing the reviews come in, and they saved, and then they start saying things like, you saved the franchise, and you saved the series, and I don't know, remembering what it was like, at their launch of 1.0, and then just being able to, because who gets to re-experience a bad launch? It's something you don't get in the game industry. And
especially in MMOs.
And we did.
Oh, dude,
and
that's true.
It was a great experience to be able to
coming in with the homemade hacks and mods there, CGB.
All of that extra work that we had put in. It was
a homemade mod.
Yoshi-san had promised us. If we worked hard and we did this right, that in a year and a half's time, we can do this. And a lot of people didn't believe him, and a normal person probably wouldn't believe him. But maybe that's why we were able to do it, because all of the abnormals remained and made something that was, literally impossible happen.
やっぱりサーバーがあまりにも混雑して遊べない、せっかくパッケージをお金を出して買ってきたのにゲームが遊べないとは何事だ、オンラインゲームだから当然サーバーにつながらないと遊べないので。なんか評価とか以前の問題で買ってもらったのに遊べない状況を作ってること自体が僕にとってはショック、あんなに来るとはもちろん思ってなかったっていうのも要因ですけど、だから評価云々の前にまずちゃんとゲームに接続して遊べるようにしなきゃっていうことばっかりが当時の1ヶ月半ぐらい出荷を停止したりとか販売を停止したりとか、それしか全然覚えてないですね。
With most other genres, this would be the part of the story where we fade to black and roll credits, but such luxuries don't exist in the world of massively multiplayer online games. In fact, after the release of A Realm Reborn, or 2.0 as they call it internally, the team applied the same content-rich patching schedule they had undertaken with 1.0, releasing a significant 2.x patch to the game every 3 to 4 months. Over the next 2 years, these patches progressed the story of ARR, added in epic raids and new modes such as 72-player PvP battles. But just like before, while the team was working on these 2.x patches, they were concurrently building an updated version of the game, the first expansion pack, Heavensward.
2014年の10月9月10月ぐらいかな、開発チームにも吉田さん申請したら楽になるって言ってませんでしたっけってバカ MMO これだけ巨大な規模の MMO は最初のエクスパンションパック出すところまでがスタートダッシュなんだよって言ってごめんねって
Well,
Yeah,
I mean, it
whoops.
was what was in our minds was, not having another letdown. Don't take for granted that the rebuild was a success. We can't just expect our users to say, "Oh, they're going to release expansion, so we can do whatever we want, and doesn't matter. They'll buy it. Ha ha ha." There was none of that sense. One good thing that came out of the failed launch is that it's instilled into, the developers, all of the developers' minds that we have to always strive to be better. We can't, let our guard down. It's in everyone's mind, and it's always lurking back there. We don't want to repeat that, and because of that, everyone is like always on the top of their game.
Is that still there even now? Because it's been 3.5 years.
Well, I mean, yeah, the old guard, yes, we all have that. We all have that. But it's not all the old guard anymore. People have moved off onto other projects. Some people have left the company to go freelance, explore new opportunities. A lot of new people have come in. And so a lot of people, don't remember, what happened in 1.0 because they
you
weren't
summer
there.
children.
That's right, exactly. And us old timers can tell them, well, back in my day, we did it. And they'll be like, yeah, okay, whatever. And sometimes it does feel like that. There's always the chance that, you can just get too full of yourself and not do 100%, not learn from your mistakes, and that the community was like, no, we're done. And we were lucky to be given a second chance. We were really lucky to have that second chance actually succeed. I don't know, third time, I don't know if I want to press my luck any further. It's not a good, fun situation to be in. The things that I've learned over these past 7-8 years working on 11, the original and the new and the expansions, is something that I'm going to carry with me to all future projects, as it will with, all of the other devs that have done that.
Yeah, Stormcrow, you're saying I feel like this happened to a lot of other game companies. Yeah, I definitely feel like this is kind of just like a life lesson, like in general for like a lot of things. It's the lesson is just it's when you fail, it's like what you do in the face of failure. That's like kind of what defines you, and that's what's defined this company and this game. Yoshi P, Koji Fox, all these guys. What they did, in the face of this failure and how they turned it around. That's really the important thing. It's not the fact that they failed in the first place. It's the fact that they did something about it. Yeah, but you're saying, this has happened to a lot of companies where they just feel like people will buy anything. Yeah. The other thing has happened. You're saying where like maybe they don't learn that lesson. Yeah, definitely. I think there's a bit of there's some companies that are learning that lesson. Like, I know CD Projekt Red has learned that lesson, and that's why you like haven't heard barely a peep about like their expansion that they have coming out, and they have like there was some news about it today, but like, and you better believe when that comes out, it's gonna be all in one piece. And I think Bethesda's learned that lesson, though I could be wrong. clip this right now. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm thinking that Starfield, when it comes out, it's gonna be in a better state than any of the previous Bethesda games in the last 5 years were when it first came out. But that's not saying a lot. I think No Man's Sky is the only thing that came even close. Oh man, yeah. No Man's Sky. That story is great too. That story is beautiful and it's so good. Yeah. That's another video. We can talk about No Man's Sky another time. Hopefully Activision and EA learn. Dude, well, all right. So like, no, Activision and EA will never learn it, and you should just stop buying their games because they're never gonna learn it. That's just it, dude. Yeah, I'm never playing Assassin's Creed again. I vow that today. Clip that too, because I'm never playing that piece of crap franchise again. Yeah, No Man's Sky is such a great story. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I do hope that more companies will learn that lesson, though. Stormcrow for sure. I wish they would. The bigger ones, because they're for sure the ones that are not learning it. I actually think that Ubi isn't as bad as those two personally. I guess you're right. That's Ubisoft, Activision, and EA. I don't know. Honestly, in my opinion, Ubisoft's like my least favorite out of I think any game company. But that's a story for another time. All right, let's continue.
Piece of that Final Fantasy XIV 1.0, a piece of that, ARR and the expansions will be with all of them, and hopefully they'll be able to use that in all their future projects.
Heavensward was another win for the team. Critically praised and loved by the community, it helped push cumulative subscriptions for the game beyond 5 million. In fact, the amount of players in Eorzea has kept rising.
当然上がり下がりはあります。上がり下がりをしながら少しずつ右へ上がっていくっていうのが、あんまり他の MMO ではない曲線なのかもしれないですけど、とにかくゲームデザインでずっとこのファイナルファンタジー14というゲームをプレイし続けていなければついていけなくなるとか、その一度やめてしまったら戻れないっていうふうに絶対にならないようにっていうのが14のゲームデザインの根幹にある。なぜなら今本当にみんな忙しい。一つのゲームだけになんだろう、毎日ログインし続けられるわけじゃない。それはもともと MMO が大好きな僕ですらそうなので、そう考えた時に遊びたい時に遊んで、メジャーアップデートが来たら一気に遊んで、少し落ち着いて他のゲームを遊んだり、家族サービスをしたり、でまたメジャーが。
Oh, I just wanted to say, yeah, let's not to say that you can't keep talking about it in chat, but let's talk about that after, because I think that would be cool to talk about EA and Ubisoft and Activision, and like, yeah, let's just like remind me, let's have a talk about that afterwards, because yeah, I think there's stuff that I could probably learn from you guys about like what you're saying with EA and stuff. Yeah.
が来たらそれでいいと思ってるし、これからの MMO はそうじゃないと多分やっていけない。でやっぱり大きくゲーム1本分の新しい体験が来た時、全員集合して最新のファイナルファンタジーをプレイしてもらいたい。だからそれが基本ベースにあるので、やっぱりそのパッチの間で上がり下がりはする。ただ評判を聞いてずっと増え続けていくっていうのが理想だと思ってるし、14はそれでやれてきてるので、
after Endwalker,
ただ
I was like,
もっと
I'm
遊ん
coming.
でほしい、たくさんの人にと思ってるので、チャレンジをまだまだ続けたいとは思ってます。
The latest expansion pack, Stormblood, comes hot on the heels of 2 years worth of 3.x patches, which have added fresh storylines and features to Heavensward. With it comes increased level caps, new dungeons, jobs, raids, zones, and some changes to the battle system. Stormblood will also mark the end of the game's lifetime on the PlayStation 3, but of course in the intervening years, the team has since launched the game on the PlayStation 4. Final Fantasy XIV had been a financial disaster for Square Enix. Subscriptions were turned off for most of the 1.x era, and the company poured significant funds and trust into the team tasked with its rebirth. The importance of this franchise to the company is mirrored by its importance to its players and of course the development team. This is a group of people who have dedicated years into ensuring that this game came back from the dead. Yoshida-san says he only needs about 4 hours sleep a night. I asked him about his social life. He says he doesn't really remember anything except work. He speaks fondly of those players that stuck with the team, those warriors of light that
Some people genetically can do that, and it's like really rare, and like we all like to pretend that's us, but dude, it's really like less than 1%, and he's probably one of them.
were saved at the end of 1.0. His respect for fans of this game and all Final Fantasy fans is clear to see. The realm of Eorzea is totally different now. A bustling, vibrant place full of stories, quests and adventurers. A world expanded upon even more with the release of Stormblood. But the old world, the story of 1.0, the fall of Dalamud and the people who survived the Cataclysm will always live on. Those who were there, be them player or developer, will forever be bound together by that experience.
KS, I don't know about that though, because
a lot of games will
he was
create,
actually just real quick, because we were actually just talking about it in the last episode. He was saying that he's like we work 8 hours, but really we only work like 6 hours, and that's fine. Like he didn't act like the people working on the game didn't really have crunch. I know what you're saying though, KS. Like totally for sure. Like Japanese culture, like as a whole, has that reputation more so than like other cultures. And it is a big problem. But I just wanted to mention that because he did mention how much he like didn't push his team, especially in comparison, I would say, to other game studios. But also, first time chatter, thanks for hanging out and coming and watching the video with us. Share with us what was your very first Final Fantasy, KS. And I wish I could have was younger. Thank God Yoshi is in charge of Final Fantasy series, especially right now. Square's been going lately. Yeah, I definitely think he's their ace in the hole, right? He's the card up their sleeve. Like, I think if Final Fantasy 16 is a success, then I think we're ushering into like another kind of golden era of like Final Fantasies. You know, like yet another golden age of Final Fantasies. You know, you have the SNES era, the PS1 era, and then I think this will be like the third of like the three great eras. Fun fact, I think he's actually a board member at Square these days as well. I bet he would be, dude. That dude, yeah, put him on the, mod him. Yeah, dude, that guy should be on the board. He seems like he's making a lot of good decisions. He's still on that 3-4 hours of sleep schedule. Last time we talked about it, was producing Final Fantasy 16. He also loves snowboarding. Tight. Snowboarding get tricky. Anyways, yeah. Okay, let's keep watching this. Runar is alive. Thanks for first time chatter. Thanks for hanging out and coming into here watching this with us. Share with us which was the very first Final Fantasy that you ever seen. I like Square's lower budget games, but a lot, but their big stuff is terrible. Yeah, I mean, yeah, if we're talking about that last one, that what is it called? Forsaken. Oh gosh, yeah, there's a lot of garbage they put out. Let's be honest. He also changed Smokes insanely.
Myths for their games.
We
have a myth that actually happened, but because it happened so long ago and only a few people saw it, most of the new players now, they look back and it's like, did it really happen? What is this battle with the White Raven and Riven Road? And it was just this grand battle, you know, all different levels and this, you know, dimensional.
What is he saying? Spoilers right now?
It sounds like an actual myth, but it's not just
a
story made up for this. You know, it's actually happened. And you know, as the game progresses and new players come on, I mean, it's further and further back in history that this really cool thing happened.
He was saying some stuff that sounded like I didn't know what he was talking.
That Visual Works cutscene. Okay. I mean, I remember watching it and just like.
I was about to turn this off.
Goosebumps all over. I mean, I'm watching with all of these other, you know, like the directors and producers and, you know, the director of the Visual Works, and we're all sitting there and they're all watching, and I'm just watching, and like I got like tear in my eyes. Like, oh, yeah, it's dust. And I mean, it was that powerful because it kind of encompassed not only, you know, what the character went through, it was an image of what we as developers had done as well.
Yeah.
At the beginning, we're all, you know, let's do this. It's going to be an adventure. We're like that first cutscene where, you know, with the party that goes out and they have their guild leave and they go out and they fight the Morble, and that's us at the beginning. And then the release hits you and you're down. I mean, then you have that cutscene where it's just like everyone's working together to make something new.
Yeah, I felt this
when
it failed.
I felt this. It didn't fail, and you're just, and all of the memories of the past years, the good and the bad, kind of all come together.
And whoever
and,
did this cutscene, guys,
just so overwhelming, and that's pretty much the reaction then when we finally release it to the public that we got. I mean, so many people. I just remember the forums, checking out the forums that day. I mean, people were just like, I've been in tears all day. I've watched it 10 times, and and to see that, that everyone felt the same way. It wasn't just the development team. It's that you have these.
I'll say this real quick. This is like a behind the scenes for those of you that watch my YouTube videos. The very first YouTube video that I did about Final Fantasy 14 that like blew up for me, got like 12,000 views. I didn't know this, but like I was like, oh, I'll just use a trailer. So I used that trailer at the beginning of it, and like in the first like 2 seconds, I cut to that trailer because I'm like, well, you don't want to see me talking. I'm just gonna cut to this trailer, and like I fully believe that like the reason my video did well is because I started out with the trailer, and no Final Fantasy fan is gonna not watch the freaking trailer. I didn't do it on purpose, but like after like knowing like how great this trailer is, like in retrospect, I'm like, that was a really good decision to put that trailer into my YouTube video.
This hardcore group of very, very loyal fans that, they believed in the game.
Yeah, it's good.
We believed in the game.
I'll probably do it again
together.
too.
We were able to build, this new thing that's not just for us, but it's opening up the doors for a whole new audience. But remember, we were there first. We're the ones that, that stood by it, and we're the ones that did this. And, they have the pride in that. Those players, those warriors of light that were, the before Meteor guys, Yoshida-san in interviews will always talk about, those people that supported us, and we couldn't have done it. I mean, it sounds so cliche. Oh, we couldn't have done it without your support. Literally, we could not have done it. Literally, we could not have done it. I mean, if those people hadn't remained, we just would like, no, let's forget it. We're not going to do it. We wouldn't have put as much effort in. It would have just been, okay, yeah, whatever, let's just free to play,
Back when, 1.0 came out, and could you have imagined that 3-4 years later, you'd be in a fan event with thousands of people in Germany?
No, I don't really imagine that. Yeah, I mean, one day, we were, always saying one day we want to run a big fan event. We were, actually dreaming to have a huge fan festival in the future at that time. But
is anybody going to FanFest this year?
So yeah, that was really great.
Some dreams come true.
Yes, yes.
Didn't get a ticket. Oh no. Didn't win
自分
ticket.
スクエア長いんですけれども、あんまり変な言い方ですけど、
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, he
会
was
社に対
the
して貴族意
samurai.
識というか
Oh, Bree, you're going?
そこは
Make sure to
あまり
give
な
us
くて
photos.
やっぱり
Make sure to send some photos
ゲーム作るって
in the Discord.
誰と一緒に作るかがすごく
Oh, you went to
大切
2018?
で
Nice.
そこが一番重要だなと思っているんで、今回のプロジェクトは本当に組んでみたいというスタッフと組んですごく大きなことがやれて、すごい楽しかったし楽しいですねって感じではい。
まあ強調したいことがあるとすれば、その初日に 1.0 の話をしてましたけど、誰か一人そのもしくはデベロップメントチームが
You got to meet
という
them?
ことではなくて、やっぱり
Oh, that's sick.
今でも本当に会社自体の大きな過ちが、その全ての悪い部分がファイナルファンタジー14で出てしまったっていう、まあそれはリリースって意味のデータではなくて、それが全て爆発したのがファイナルファンタジー14のオリジナルバージョンだったんじゃないかって本当に強く思ってるので、でも今まあ14のリバンプを会社全体としてやって15がリリースできて、スクエニは少しずつ変わってきたと思ってるし、もっと変わらなきゃいけないと思ってる。もしかすると少し安心してる人たちも今いるのかもしれないけど、まだまだ変わらなきゃいけないと思ってるので、なんかそのあたりがうまく伝わってるといいなとは思います。これはなんだろう、スクエアエニックスっていう会社が作るゲームに期待してもらってる人が世界中にたくさんいると思うんですけど、 僕もそうだったから、でもまだまだスクエア・エニックスってこのレベルじゃないじゃん、もっと上いけるじゃんって思ってくれてるはずなので、そのためにはもっと変わらなきゃいけないし、チャレンジもしなきゃいけないと思ってるので、そういった要素も今回のそのお話でうまく伝わってくれると嬉しいかなとは思います。僕らはそういうつもりでやってますっていうメッセージが少しでもね出ていけばいいなとは。プレイヤーの皆さんと会社が望めばそうなってると思いますし、
What's
プレイ
Zelda
ヤーの
doing
皆
in
さん
the
や
game?
会社が他のゲームを作れって望んでくれれば他のゲーム作ってるかもしれないですし、両方一緒に同時にやってるかもしれないし、僕は少なくともスクエア・エニックスって今会社の、スタッフで自分の会社なわけではないので、やっぱプレイヤーの皆さん、ファンの皆さんがスクエア・エニックスに何を期待するのかっていうのを会社がどう考えるかだと僕は思ってるんで、まあ、もちろん自分で作ってみたいゲームがないわけじゃもちろんないですけど、まあ、好きなものを作りたいならね、会社辞めて自分で会社作って作ればって思っちゃうんで、
That's really cool.
まあ望まれる限り
He's doing the next
は
one.
頑張ろうと思いますけど、ただそろそろねプロデューサーとディレクターのどっちかは誰かやってくんねえかなって思いますけどね。
He's overworked. He's working too much.
The tale of the death and rebirth of Final Fantasy XIV Online is a cautionary tale in corporate hubris. It's a story about the power of humility, respect, and unity. A fun story for those of us who knew nothing about it, cherished times for those who were fortunate enough to be there when it all happened, and a wonderful reminder of something we come across so often in life, the idea that reality can often be even more amazing than the fantasy.
What a great way to end it. That was a mic drop right there. And then say a few more things. Okay, here we go. All right, guys, that was great. Next, we're going to watch Asmongold's reaction. I'm going to react to Asmongold's reaction. His reaction of the No Clip documentary. I'll have a reaction to that reaction. And then maybe tomorrow we'll watch that too and react to that one. I'm kidding. I just realized I missed this entire stream. Oh, no, it's okay, Forbes. We were just watching the No Clip documentary. It was great. Yep, that was great. You have seen the 1.0 in a nutshell. I have. That was it. I've been, yeah, the reacception. Yeah, exactly. I've seen some of those videos where, like, there's, like, he's reacting to somebody, reacting to him that's reacting to somebody. It's, like 4 different videos going on at the same time. Oh, man. I also got Pester Koji with lore questions when I was at FanFest. It was fun. Oh, cool. Do you remember what you asked him? The last straw that made me quit 1.0. Oh, what was it? I'd recommend Speaker's Network Story. It's longer, more parts but shorter. It's more focused on the game itself from the player's perspective. Gotcha. Yeah, was that the one that people were saying kind of goes over the changes in the game? Have a good night, man. Hope your stream was good. Yeah, thanks, Verbs. Thanks for stopping by. Let's play tomorrow if you can. Are you going to bed right now? Is it late? I guess it's fuck, dude. It's 11 o'clock. Guys, when you go to bed, it's late. Got work tomorrow, guys. What? They have more videos? Oh, it's just like a teaser. Never mind. Okay. Koji's such a happy person. Is great. Yeah. Koji's for sure. Like, yeah, he's a likable guy. Was that I could not level my character anymore due to the fatigue system. They made it so it took up crafting. Okay, gotcha. Well, I do remember. But saying too much would be spoilers. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Thank you for not spoiling it for me. And there was an auction house to buy stuff. You had to individually check player and see what they were selling. Ooh, yeah, that's bad. I'm down. Gonna sleep way too late to get done tomorrow. Yeah, good night, Ferbs. Have a good one. Good night. Nighty night. Yeah, tomorrow. Yeah, let's play tomorrow. And there was no way to search for stuff, and just gave up. Gotcha. I still count that as on camera. Speaking of older, no clip used them as a source to give them a shout at the beginning of the series. Oh, okay, right on. Speakers Network. Okay, that sounds cool. Maybe I'll check that out. Definitely not tonight. It's late, guys. I just did a 3-hour stream. I think I did like a 4-hour stream earlier. That's a lot of streaming, guys. I need to go sit in a dark room until I fall asleep. Okay, that's it for today, I guess, guys. Thanks. That was fun. We should watch more videos more. That was a good time.